Ahoy there, Krew! This is your captain speaking, and today I'm taking some cryptids and turning them into cute girls. For our first character, we're giving the well-known Bigfoot a makeover. This cryptid probably finds its origin in Native American tradition. They tell stories of a big hairy ogre that steals children and food. I'll be making my interpretation a bit more friendly though. She'll be a big lover of food and maybe be a little childish. So I decided to make her a shape-shifting fae creature. She likes playing tricks on people, especially by having them think that there are unknown beasts living in nearby forests. I made her hair bright and messy as a way to allude to her more chaotic nature. Bigfoot became more well-known due to a man named Ray Wallace. He made a habit of making plaster casts of big footprints that he found near his worksite. He claimed some of these footprints were Bigfoot's, but one of his relatives later found carved wooden feet that matched these casts. So the footprints were obviously fraudulent. Now, I wanted to make a reference to these wooden carvings in my design, and the first thing that came to mind was giving my character wooden clogs. It feels a little random, but I think it'll suit our mischievous shapeshifter pretty well. To match these clogs, I gave her a long brown cloak with fuzzy trimming. It's pretty plain compared to the other bright colors of her design, but the cloak does a good job of hiding the bright green of her dress just as she is trying to keep the truth of the sightings in the forest a secret. Now, this first design doesn't exactly scream Monster Girl, so I decided to add in a little flying orb to my design. This will be her true form since she's able to shapeshift into pretty much anything, even things that don't technically exist. Here she is! Our girl is looking pretty mischievous in her humanoid form. I'm loving the glowy eyes. Next up, we have my favorite design of the video, the Mongolian death worm. This segmented worm is said to reside in the sands of the Gobi Desert. Its Mongolian name translates to large intestine worm, which is kind of disgusting. It makes sense though for its red color and probably the size that ranges from 60 centimeters to 1.8 meters. There are stories that claim that they look different though. Some say the worm is light gray and smooth, but still say that it turns red when angered. There are even claims that the worm is brown and scaly, almost like a typical snake, but I think I'll stick to the detail of the worm being red. It gives me a nice striking color to work with. The Mongolian death worm does have some other interesting qualities to it. It is often depicted as having a few rows of sharp teeth. You know I'm going to add that to my design. I drew her mouth in a way that it looks like a flower opening up. I saw other art with similar ideas, but not technically making it flower related. I think it does make for a cute little detail that gives away her personality. Our girl is big on gardening and comes out at night to tend to the desert plants. She especially loves the ones that grow flowers. I did my best to keep the elements of her design sharp while still adding variety with rounder shapes. I still wanted her to look even slightly approachable. Her pointy fingers look so good, though I'm sure if I tried to draw out the hand in the back, it wouldn't make any sense. But they do look good though. There are also many stories that say that the worm can spit a corrosive venom that instantly kills any living thing. Some stories even say that the worm can generate a powerful electric shock, though I don't think I'll add those details. They're interesting to take note of. Now, I loved rendering her segmented body, both for the juicy red color and the satisfying shading and highlights. The tail really is the focus of her design, but the dark color in her gloves and hair does a good job of bringing the focus back up to her face. Here she is though. I love how she came out. She looks so gorgeous. I also really love her shirt. The last cryptid we'll be taking a look at is the Mothman. I'd say the most iconic details of the Mothman would be the dark silhouette with glowing red eyes. These elements will of course be brought into my design. I gave our girl dark fuzzy skin and some nice big eyes. I really wanted her to look like a monstrous sort of shadow person, and I'd say the way I chose to do this looks really good. She probably looks the most monstrous out of the group, which is fitting since it's said that the Mothman deeply affects the people it encounters. It causes some great psychological distress. So I thought it would be cute to put our moth woman in a simple dress with frills. Hopefully keeping things simple helps not detract too much from her looking more spooky. My version doesn't mean to strike fear into the hearts of people she encounters, of course. She just wants to make some friends. Overall, I decided to keep her colors pretty dark, except for her eyes and dress. I wanted these elements to be the focus. The background might look a little similar to Bigfoot since it's the same drawing that's just flipped and has some slightly different colors. I figured both would look good in a forest setting, so I reused it. Work smarter, not harder, I guess. And here is our moth woman. She honestly looks quite scary if you ignore the cute purple dress. Here are all the monster girls I drew. I'd love to know which one's your favorite. I'm finding it harder to decide the more I look at them. They all have aspects that I really love, so that doesn't help. Be sure to like and subscribe so I can see you again for our next voyage. Bye bye!